Welcome to the first video overview of Module 4, Changing Propositions. Inference is the third act of the mind, moving from premise or premises to conclusion, drawing a conclusion from one or more premises. What an inference claims is that if the premise or premises are true, then the conclusion must be true. When we have only one premise, we have immediate inference. When there are two or more premises, then we have mediate inference. Immediate inference, however, is not really inference at all, since we're not really moving from one piece of knowledge to another, but simply unfolding a conclusion already hidden in the premise. The first example of an immediate inference is conversion. When we convert a proposition, we interchange the subject and predicate. Thus, no LaSalle students are dirty becomes no dirty people are LaSalle students. And some LaSalle students are contestants on Jeopardy become some contestants on Jeopardy are LaSalle students. Thus, E and I propositions convert validly, but A and O propositions do not. The reason is because of the distribution of terms. No term that is undistributed in the premise may be distributed in the conclusion. So when we convert an A proposition, for example, the proposition, all LaSalle students are geniuses. When we convert that to all geniuses are LaSalle students, what we're doing is taking genius, the predicate in the first one, which is undistributed, and then distributing it in the second with all. And that is, of course, an invalid inference. Thus, we cannot convert all LaSalle students, all terrorists are LaSalle students to all LaSalle students are terrorists, nor can we convert some LaSalle students are not terrorists to some LaSalle students, to some terrorists are not LaSalle students. Thus, we have two formal fallacies here. One, the fallacy of an illicit conversion of an A proposition, and two, the fallacy of an illicit conversion of an O proposition. But A propositions convert validly to I propositions, and an E proposition can convert validly to an O proposition. So, for example, all LaSalle students are terrorists can convert to some terrorists are LaSalle students. Or in the second one, of an E to an O, no LaSalle students are terrorists can convert to some terrorists are not LaSalle students. And here we have a table of valid conversions. E to E and I to I, which is pretty straightforward, and A to I and E to O. Obversion is the second form of valid immediate inference. Obversion is based on the principle that two negatives make a positive and cancel each other out. In obversion, we proceed by two steps. One, negate the copula, which is the is or are linking the subject and predicate, and two, negate the predicate. Thus, all men are mortal becomes no men are immortal. Or every genius is a nonconformist becomes no genius is a conformist. And here we have a table of valid obversions, such as A to E, all LaSalle students are terrorists, can be obverted to no LaSalle students are non-terrorists. E to A, which of course is the other way around. I to O, some LaSalle students are terrorists, can be obverted to some LaSalle students are not non-terrorists, and of course O to I. Thus concludes the first video overview of changing propositions. Thank you.